So it's another 420, and it's Terry. And I am going to do a live response to my video, which is another look back at April 2017. So it is the end of April, going into May, which is my month, Year of the Snake. Not the Year of the Snake, but snake sign, Taurus, all around weirdo. But anyway, May is my month, and I do what I want. I celebrate my Mother's Day, my day, for the whole month. So anyway, it's not May yet. It is April, and it is 420 somewhere. And I am going to get started on this video. All right, welcome back to my greenhouse, everyone, on YouTube. This is Terry, and today I'm going to do a little walkthrough in the greenhouse. Hopefully keep it short and show you some things that are happening, blooming in spike, bud, or otherwise, root. Anyhow, I'm going to start right here. This is a Multiflow Path. It's a primary cross that has been in spike for a little while. This is my, I can't remember the name, I believe it has a name now, but it is Pathloia times Antelope. I love how I can't pronounce the name. 7 years makes a difference. Hynaldianum. Very similar to begin with. But it is a multifloral. It's a few more coming on after. One that's about to open. Very nice thing. I had this for this is about the second year. So as what most people say, they grow paths, they generally only bloom every other year because they need that year in between to kind of build up the strength. Now, I don't believe that anymore. That was back in the day when I was only getting young paths that really had only one fan, maybe two, maybe 1.5 with one coming up. And at that time, I really did not know that the more growths that the plant puts out, the bigger the plant will be, the more blooms it will be. Because if it takes a year for that baby to grow up, think of orchids as sex, reproduction, procreation, propagation. Anyway, they fertilize, they get fertilized, they get pollinated, they reproduce, then they die, basically through the seed pod. When the seed pod is developed, generally the plant will die, sometimes, usually in nature. But for home growers who build specimen plants and can put seed pods on several parts of the plant, then there's a better chance for survival of the main core of the plant. But anywho, what was I saying? I just love how I can't pronounce the names, and it's kind of sad seeing some of these orchids because I don't have them any longer in my collection. But anywho, I forgot what I was even saying. But here we go. That's just what I've heard. Not sure whether it's true or not. But anyway, below there, it's not true. What you do is you have to be patient, and then you just have to continue to up pot. When the plant produces those little babies, you have to repot the medium pretty much every year because they're usually in sphagnum when they're babies because they require more moisture. So you do have to repot them every year, and that really keeps their roots fresh and healthy, and the plant will start to begin to put out new growths. And when that happens, not new growths, but more than one new growth. And then when that happens, the plant will begin to pick up speed, but that takes a little while and patience. So that's my point.
Seedlings that I mounted out of a compost recently. I have some other ones that are down the way a little bit. They like to have fast drainage. I have mine planted in lava rock in a pot, so they get good air circulation to the root. so that I can water them a lot while they're in growth.
I really lament that I don't have
Whenever you still
these
get
Laturias,
water.
because they really are easy.
This is another.
It is interesting how, in my collection still is heavily Laturia focused, just not as focused.
I love them all. This is Hawaiian Spectacular, I believe. And this is
Spectacular,
also
spectacular.
on last season's growth that bloomed. And there is another spec. Did get a lot of new growths on this plant this year, so this should be putting on a nice show soon. What else is going on around here? Right next to this above here is my Tulumnia. This is Variegata. Nice little thing. I just have this planted in a hanging
I think
net
I still have a little piece of that.
You can see the roots going through there. It is actually inside of a.
But yeah, not as focused as I was back then. Laturia, as I found out about really in my journey of orchid hobbyist research, just came across them as far as first as being more accessible and easier to grow. Their culture are all the same, and then I really got latched onto the Isles Anchorcords. So, but I love them both, and I want to get more of those Laturias, and I'm just, anyway, let's go back.
Here is my Tulumnia. This is Variegata. Nice little thing. I just have this planted in a hanging net pot in Leka. You can see the roots going through there. It is actually inside of a smaller pot that is inside of a bigger net pot. So, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I wish I still had that plant. I still have a little piece, just a little piece.
My Tulumnia Variegata.
But I have just given up on Tulumnias.
Let me see.
No can do. Sorry.
Back over this way. These are some
And
of
look
my
at my Gigantea.
seedlings that I mounted out of compost recently. I have some other ones that are down the way a little bit.
So those are Canuliculatum, I believe. And look, here is my homage to Roger Frampton.
To Roger Frampton. So yeah, these have been on mounts now probably a couple of weeks.
Those look like Canuliculatums.
And well, not this
I
one.
said compote.
Brassavola
or
has been on
compote. That's a
few months.
cooking
It was
term.
out of a compote. Actually,
It's like when you cook down the berries in sugar,
these down here, this is
and then
Dendrobium
it just
Canuliculatum.
becomes that syrupy sauce.
Orchid Guru, his YouTube channel, he's the one that got me hooked on this plant.
He got me hooked on that Canuliculatum.
And
I
as
love
you can see,
love it. But
like
it
there
is
are
a
some new
finicky
growths
plant.
already coming up from the bottom.
And mine is blooming now.
Were new growths. Don't see any roots yet. Just about here is another.
Look how I mounted
recent
stuff back
mounting that I
then.
just did. This is a
Phalaenopsis.
I believe it's
Go
macrobulbum.
Oh, macrobulbum.
Yeah, times
Oh, Tom, Bill Toms, I
This one is.
believe.
think
Go
this one
boy,
might
you
just-
are really trying hard. And those are all
Yeah, they're both the same.
gone.
So, I'm not quite sure what macrobulbum looks like. I know it's in the same family as
Bulbophyllum
Phalaenopsis.
phalaenopsis, yeah. Huge.
But
But not
other than
quite
that, I
as
don't know
big.
much about
Still
it.
big. Crazy big.
This is my
I missed that plant.
BLC Dorothy Birch Desert Sand.
I had that in the orchid
This is
show.
the second
iOS.
cedar bulb that has bloomed. There's another one that's here. I believe there's
But it
something
never
in there.
bloomed like
Still
this.
looking very nice. Sorry about the light.
I had it in the
It's
show.
backlit.
It just had one flower.
Still very delicately fragrant. Behind that is Alienopsis amabilis. It is actually a species. And Dendrobium amabili comes from Borneo in the Philippines, also New Guinea. And I like it a lot. It likes it in intermediate to warm, moist, likes to be kept constantly moist. And it likes air movement. That's why I have it sitting next to the humidifier. This plant right there is my Jamilia Cormorensis. There's a nice
need to
little
get
bud
another
there.
one of those.
This is an
Jamilia
great
Cormorensis.
It will be night fragrant.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
this might be
And look at
fragrant
my
during the day.
Dideria.
Still like the Phalaenopsis. side spikes, or whatever you want to call them.
Side
that
spikes,
are branches
side shoots,
that are
branches.
perfect.
What's that?
This is just pure white. And right next to it is my Encyclia Borkana, which
Borkana? I don't have a Borkana now. So I guess it's dead.
Nice.
Yeah, it's dead.
And
Sorry.
right above it is my
Wow, I need to get another one of those too. I love those. Orangus. Used to be Orangus. Herotii. I bloom that really good.
You can begin to see the
buds. Look at
spur.
those in the spur.
This is another angraecoid. Used to be in the Arangus family. Well, it used to be Arangus, Hildebrantii, but it has been since changed to Micrangus.
Microtangerous.
Microrangus, I believe it's Microrangus.
Microtangerous.
Hildebrantii.
Something like
that. Look
how big that plant is. I got that.
Last year, I think I had
Alan Koch.
2 flower spikes
Orchids.
with only a few flowers on them.
Wow, that was a while ago. That was when I first joined the Orchid Society in
this year,
Central Illinois.
Considerably improved.
And that was 1 year after I got it from
So
Alan.
I'm very happy. This is really this is not its regular spot. It generally sits
on the angel's trumpet.
Attached to this branch, this tree. This is my angel's trumpet. Usually sits down there. It gets a little bit more shade.
Which is no longer in there.
Because it's getting ready to bloom. Nice little thing.
Yeah, you take it out of, and look, this is for Brenda.
I can't take credit for it.
Look at that.
But this is my
in full color.
Viguiere.
Angraecum viguiere.
That is a bud. And you can see there is a considerable amount of orange tinge to the flower.
It's getting that bronzy tinge.
The sepal.
And look at that big plant. It is a monster. Was a monster. I am so bad. I know that's why you all hate me.
I'm so excited to have this, even though I can't take credit for it.
Look at that. Lovely.
And I'm really excited to
if I had that today.
This sort of the event of these opening, because I've never seen one live ever, only a picture. So
most haven't.
I just think that it's a rare being, and it is definitely one of the marvels of the orchid world, especially even the angraecoids. But anyhow, just to say a little bit about it, because I might as well just consult with the expert, which would be Fred Hillerman, who has since passed, but excuse me, he is the ultimate authority on angraecoids. And what he says about the viguiere is basically its natural habitat is Madagascar, of course, epiphytic, almost in full sun at altitudes of 900 meters, distinct rainy and dry season. In its natural environment, habitat, it flowers in November. And it's in home culture, he says, it's more of an intermediate, can be warmer, bright spot in the greenhouse, likes lots of light, hotter than fir bark, but can be mounted, always water, drenched daily, dry up by night. That's that. So that's how I've been growing it. As you can see, it is mounted. It does have a shade cloth on it, but it does get some of the afternoon sun. It does get some morning sun because it is close to the window, and it is right above humidifiers, so it gets a light breeze constantly. And I do mist it every day, and I dunk it once a week in the bucket. So the flower of this that I've been talking about so much, this is the flower. Hopefully that's not too shaky. But anyhow, if you are into angraecoids and you want to find as much material like I
highly recommend
about
it
them,
if you
either
find
online or in books.
Unfortunately, they're very
This is the
expensive.
definitive guide. It's hard to find, but it is worth looking for.
It is so worth it.
Occasionally you will find it. I did have one in a paperback that was like this thin,
Yeah, I don't know
and it only had about a third, covered only about a third of the book. But this one is the one
from
to
my
get.
house.
cultivated Angricoid orchids of Madagascar.
So anyway, they must have wanted it or needed it more than I. So luckily I found a hardcover.
All right.
Thank you, Roger.
Let me see if there's anything else over in this direction. I always forget something and then I get mad at myself. That's still up there. Back over here. Love these roses.
So much.
They're almost orange tint. Orangish. I don't think the camera is giving it its true color.
And Gracum, what was that?
My
Bearamense, I don't have that.
Angricoid species.
I need to get that Bearamense.
Just finished blooming Bearamense.
Yep, I love it.
Nice roots
That's
there.
the one in between Infundibulata and Iclarianum in size. Blooms more. And there's my compote.
Really looking nice.
Yeah, they are looking nice. And they are blooming. One is. There was my Distincta. Wow.
There's a spike on my Hirella rectocalca.
Yeah.
Nice roots on my Dendrobium hercoglossum. Very
was a
nice
Roger
roots.
plant.
And actually, it's on the map. Haven't seen any new growths, but roots is just as good.
I still need to get another Hercoglossum. I lost my last
This is
one.
my Nigella puparea.
And I'm getting a Nigella.
It's in spike. And these spikes are ever blooming.
Yes,
As long
that's
as it is
a
green,
lovely
it
plant.
will
You all,
continue to produce.
if you don't know it, look
flower.
up Nigelia.
And
Nigella. Nagiella
It's
puparea.
a nice little thing to have.
It
Doesn't
is
really
very
get any
nice. Small
bigger than
plant.
that.
Never gets any bigger than that.
And once it gets going, it generally can.
Yeah,
never
when it
stop
gets going, it will have numerous
from what
spikes.
I've heard.
And I've seen it.
Let me see what else is there.
Lots of Angricoids back then that were doing better. There is mine.
Back over this way. I keep forgetting to show this. I've had this for a minute, and I keep forgetting to show it in my videos, but I'm finally getting around to it. This is Dendrobium Antenatum.
Don't have that anymore.
This is an Antelope Dendrobium. This is.
And I just don't know if I
this is
can
a variety of the species.
keep them anymore
I'm not gonna pull
because
this
they
thing out,
just like it too warm.
but it's nice, long
Our
lasting
winters
flowers.
are
It likes
not
it warm.
I don't like to keep
Likes
my
to be
greenhouse
moist.
hot in
No
the
dry
winter.
rest.
There has to be a balance,
Likes a lot of sun.
and they suffer.
Uh,
And there's my Bulbophyllum Phalaenopsis over there that I don't have anymore. Dendrobium Senile
Senile.
or Senile. Look at that. That
Somebody
is.
know how to say it? No idea.
This is totally an ode to Roger video. I swear. All I need is a glass of red wine.
And the yellow bird that's going out. This is my Encyclia. This is Profusa. It's got some buds on there on the spike.
I think that's a
Over
cross.
here, finally, my
Leptodes by
cross
color.
opened.
Very wonderful plant. No.
Bicolor times
Oh, that's
Colonus
close.
koi.
Okay.
I don't know. I had a lot more buds
None
on
of my
this plant,
leptodes are doing.
but they all
crap.
blasted, and
Well,
I'm not
they
really
still
sure. This
growing.
is the first time blooming for me.
Once they start blooming, they will
It's
take
probably
off.
still considered a seed.
Better mounted.
And sorry about the backlight.
Free draining material. If you can, keep up the
We are
humidity.
facing the.
And look at
west.
those Telumnias. I don't do them
This
anymore.
above it is bicolor.
See, there it is,
Still
leptodes.
looking glorious. I'm not
As
really
soon as I
sure.
mounted, it just came.
Tomorrow I have a
just
Illinois Orchid
went
Society meeting up
mad.
in Chicago at the Botanical Garden. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna take any plants to
See,
show
back
and get
then I was
judged or
so
not.
scary.
I could take this, but there again, bicolor leptodes is a pretty common
I
plant.
think. But I
Knowing
would have
someone in
won.
Chicago, I'm sure there will
'Cause I
probably be
remember
3 or 4 that
I was
these that
very
will show
timid
up because
back
this is
then,
bicolor
folks.
time.
Don't be afraid.
So
Have courage.
it's not really special. I
Even
should
if
say.
it's one bloom. As long as you like it. As long as you get the satisfaction, pat yourself on the back. And show others. You never know. You never know.
Anyhow,
You
these
may
are
be
my
the
high-loving
grand
plants, my
champion.
Renantheras, some of my
My
little
name fails. I
seedlings,
don't do those anymore.
Tolumnias.
No Telumnias.
They get the highlight under here. What else? This is the newest growth on my Bulbophyllum Phalaenopsis, which looks really nice.
Yeah, and that just got
Nice
too
long
big.
leaf.
I got rid of it.
Nice roots
When I
in
tried to
there.
repot it, that's the thing. And that is after the repot. and it just suffered. It
Further
went
on
downhill from
down.
there. There was my Javonica that I wish I
Oh,
had, Ariopsis. I
cannot
will get
forget
another
this.
one of those.
Back this
Here it
way.
is.
This is my Area Javonica. I've shown it a few times.
Area, yeah.
And over the winter, I know I did. And
I just mounted it on there.
basically, it was getting its dry
And I just
winter's
lost
rest.
that last year.
And so what?
So you
I
can
know
see
I
how long
explained
you
back
have
then,
plants,
but
folks.
as soon as you see the
7
new growth,
years, 10.
or any roots,
Sometimes it takes
that
that
look
long.
like they're coming on green
We all
or
cannot be
active.
like
That's when you really water, and then that's either a new growth or a spike will come up. And I have to continue to water this like copiously. I mean,
or
3 times a day, and making sure that I get the roots that are on the mound. I'm not really showing them all that well, but there's some
maybe
roots
that's
down
Stephen
in there on the
Van,
mound.
whatever, something, da.
But anyhow, I need to get to the
Campbell,
roots, the moisture, and because this inflorescence, as it is now, it can still turn into a new growth.
Wade.
So that is how I treat that, and that is what has been successful for me.
Lots of water and rest
as far
after
as
those
Area
growths.
Javonica, and what that little nubbin down there, which is the beginnings of an inflorescence, will turn into is up to a 2-foot spike.
It didn't bloom.
Long spike,
so
sort of arching.
Keep it moving.
That has multiple starry shaped, fragrant white flowers. They are lovely though. It's beautiful.
If you ever see that plant and smell it.
Okay, moving on down. This is another Encyclia Borkana.
Bractescens.
Yeah, it's Bractescens, I believe.
It's in spike.
Yeah,
I see the spike right there.
It's been in spike for a while.
It's very
There
slow.
is a bud showing on this spike right here.
And watch to make sure those spikes do not get tangled up or against the glass.
As I said, this did do this last year for me.
They'll blast
and,
if they get tangled up.
It seemed like overnight I came out and everything had just turned brown.
Because it's so wiry and thin, you can't hardly see them.
Fingers crossed. Behind this is my maxillary Tenafolia. Just found out that today that there's a bud right there. Woohoo! This is the coconut orchid, of course.
Yeah.
And there's another bud right there. Down below it is a cross. This is Tenafolia times sanguinea.
Yeah, we coconut.
Both relatives. I believe Tenafolia is from Mexico and Nicaragua. And the other one is from more southern, around not Costa Rica, but Panama, that area. But very similar. I think sanguinea is a little bit sweeter. So maybe a sweeter version of the coconut. Did bloom for me last year. So hopefully I will get just more than one bloom. I think I only got one last year. So again, happy with the bloom despite it being only a few. Moving on down. Okay, this is my Dendrobium cross. This is
it's not a Dendrobium. That is my
Joyce Stewart.
Joyce Stewart.
Cuculatum times Scatianum.
No, it's compactum.
Still in spike.
And this is the time when it's
There's
spiking.
Another one that's right there.
Mine is spiking. Look how big that was.
Last year. It's got some nice roots. I put more moss on it. It's got some nice green root tips.
I loved it when it was on that mount. They look so good
here, I don't
when
want
they're
to forget
mounted.
This is finally opened up out of the sheet. This is my LC Aussie Sunset. It's got two nice buds there.
That got taken over by scale.
I'm not gonna point this out. I'll just wait till the flower comes. I will point this out. I've had this for many years.
And I still have it.
It's just teased me every year.
Serena Only on it finally bloomed.
This is my Encyclia
Once I put it outside.
Only, which is Mabel Camda times Cordillera.
Those Encyclias, boy, they need high light.
You can imagine the flowers.
In dry-ish
This year, I just happened
conditions
today
in the winter.
I just happened to look inside here.
And cooler.
And that looks like it's a sheet.
Is this an hour? Boy, you are a mess.
A spike looking out to me.
Mess. That is a spike.
Case,
and you see, that's when it first bloomed. I'm sorry. It was when I put it under that grow light.
I've had this plant for many years.
Look how purple it is.
As you can see.
How's
I'll tell you
it?
when the last time that I repotted this. And was going to repot it this summer if it wasn't going to bloom.
Always. And that was my Ciliare, my
back
very
up
first
here,
one.
this is my Dendrobium Spectabile. It's still doing its thing.
Spectabile,
Still
Spectabile.
doing its thing.
Wow, that
This
was
is
a
my
rhoda stictum.
Lilia Cattleya
I don't have that anymore. I want that.
The other pseudobo back there decided to put out some buds for me.
I'm not sure what that
But
is.
here, this is first time reblooming.
Oh, I got.
This
wow.
is.
I got that at a bag.
Alyssa.
Alyssa. I want.
Beautiful,
I love
beautiful
that.
color.
The camera doesn't do that justice.
Don't
I
think
wish
there's
I
a
had
scent to
that.
it, though, but
Yeah, I grew that off from a
flowers just
seedling.
reflect. It's not reflex, but it's.
Yeah, the flowers are curved
I
in
love how the petals are.
rather than
It's really beautiful.
out like they're. But it's beautiful, that lip. Oh my God. I love the way it's fold and it's shy. It's covering up a little bit to entice those bugs.
Alright, well, it's not really wanting to focus on me, but it is beautiful.
And look at my video.
There's
There's
another
some
sheath back
look
there.
like some
Right next to it, this is my
another Gigantea cross.
It's Gigantea times
Corn-
Marii.
No, I think it's
I think it's
Corninjana.
Marii, maybe it's Corninjana.
Yes, and then I unmounted that like an idiot, and then it lost.
From the old
That
spikes.
was such the most reliably
coming alive
beautiful,
now.
fragrant orchid.
What else?
Man, I am such a loser, guys. Look at all these orchids, and most of them I do not have.
My Tangerine Dream. It's got some nice
Tangerine
buds.
Dream.
Gonna
I
open
don't even
anytime.
like those anymore.
And actually, there's some way
The
down
deciduous.
all along the stem.
Too many deciduous types out there. Look how beautiful that was. I had that for a few years, and it did beautiful. I think I gave that away. And here is, that's my adorable, no, Nishi, adore Nishi.
Not a whole lot of them, but
And that's my ephyllum that used to look like that.
there are some. Not sure what's going on with my
Or
nesting.
Piradii.
My Dendrobium, I did not do much.
Dendrobium
Really didn't open much further than that.
golden aya. I still have that.
What
It's in the
else?
greenhouse.
My green mist still going strong. Green Isla
Beautiful.
Lynette,
I don't have those big frilly
still
anymore.
looking nice.
That's another Hawaiian stripes that I got from H&R.
My
Don't have it
Hawaiian
anymore. I
Smile,
gave that away.
this one is.
Hawaiian stars. Or holiday stars or
My
something.
Dendrobium Speciosum. It's got a nice, big, strong new growth right
Speciosum.
here.
Look at
I'm really
that.
happy
I
about
don't
that.
have that anymore. That did bloom wonderfully and gave me babies, but it was too big.
Delicatum. And
Delicatum. Oh, I used to have a delicatum,
Thrissiflorum.
and I gave up on
Those ones are getting ever so
thrissiflorums
bigger.
because it never bloomed. Never ever bloomed. And it's a big plant. They take, but I still wish. That's my adore Nishi, I believe.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's it on the ground.
So yeah,
I had some giants back
that's
then.
pretty much it.
And
This
I still,
is my
yeah, there we go.
newly
Certicilus.
basketed over the
Isn't
winter.
that what it is?
This is an angry as well.
No, that's what is it? Meningitis, that's what it is.
I'll put the name.
And that's one of the first ones that I got
It's got a nice
from Southwestern College. If you don't know them, you're too late,
I mean, you can see the growth, but this is an angry
because I bought them
It's
out.
spikes from the nodes that are pendant.
They still have a few, but they have some great things.
White
And they make their own
star-shaped,
hybrids.
of
Check them
course,
out.
all along the stem.
If you've watched my video, you've seen
Okay.
Unboxings
The sun is
from
going
them.
down here. I keep tripping over my big
that's my adore Nishi.
Nishi.
The one that I crave the most. And this video is almost
I got
over,
it
folks,
wrong,
so
should have had it down
thank you
here
for watching.
during the
And
winter,
see, I can make fun of myself
just got
too,
the heater on
because I'm a nut.
because it likes that
And
morning
I
sun.
am
This is actually Spectabile times Alexandria,
of
and they do like it more
pocket.
intermediate. And I think down
But
there,
I'm
on
the
the floor
truth
there, where they
sayer.
were, it was not enough sun and it was too much. It was too cool for them.
The bullshit patrol.
Okay.
King bullshit or bullshit, please.
If I missed something,
and
too
I
bad.
wish that I had these plants. Look at that, Solageny, beautiful. Lawrenciana.
Still looking nice.
One of my first ones that I was obsessed with. Look at that. Who would not be? Anyway, this is about the end of this video, and folks, I'm sorry I didn't show my Gigantea, but I showed pretty much everything else. And,
it's lost its fragrance, but here's another one coming right behind.
But you can see how crowded and
all right, I'll
stuffed
just end there. And thanks for watching.
Out of control.
Hopefully you guys all are having a great spring and you're enjoying your orchids. Let me just
and
focus
I'm still looking.
Forgot about this one. This is my Antelope.
Oh, I love
Dendrobium.
it. Miss that. But I got another one that's a baby. And it's just the time when it would be on the back of the flower. And there is fragrance, little yellow.
Enjoy your orchids,
beautiful. Folks. All right. Bye.